Hello everyone and welcome to a new video today. Oh wait, hello everyone. I didn't wave. So today I'm going to do something completely random and it came out of left field. I have changed my setup, but for you guys it should be the same. Nothing to worry about. Today has been quite a difficult day, let me put it that way. I saw a spider when I woke up. It smelled disgusting inside the house. Then when I went to shower, there was a fly. I wanted to change my setup, but it was quite a struggle. I just wanted the mic to be closer to me somehow, and I don't know if I will succeed, but let's hope I do. Here I am now. And in this video, we're going to talk about joy. So I'll be completely honest. I've had this feeling many times ago that I had to do a reading for Joy and a reading for her and a reading for her, but I always kind of went like, nah, maybe another time. Look, I have these other videos I want to do, right? So I don't know if it's Joy's energy that is kind of like, yeah, continue reading for me, or if it's just, people that watch her videos are like, please give me more Joy videos, please. Like, I don't know who's to blame here, but I definitely felt like there was this need to continue making Joy videos, and I guess this is the one. Someone DM'd me on Twitter asking specifically about her twin flame journey, I guess you could put it that way. So I was like, sure, why not? That was, you brought a very interesting point. Let's do that, So there were, I think, 3 questions from what I remember. I wrote it down, but this was a while back, so I don't remember if that was it. But there were 3 questions that the person asked that I will try to answer. But I also know how I am. I will probably have my own questions as well. So one of them was, has Joy already met her twin flame? The other one is, are they in separation? And the third one is, will there be a reunion in the future? So I will answer those questions, and I will put a little bit of my own. You guys have to keep in mind that when you're asking a question to tarot, the answers that you get are just as good as your questions. So if you ask something very broad, your answer will be just as broad as your question. If you ask something very specific, you will get a very specific answer because you know what you're looking for, basically. So yeah. So let me shuffle the cards real quick to clean them. I will add a little bit of my own questions, or I will try to make them a little bit more specific, so that when we get an answer, it makes sense and it's not so broad. Because the first one is, has Joy already met her twin flame? And that one is a decent question to ask, but you need to define, what does meet mean? For you, what does a meeting count as? You could meet someone spiritually and have no clue and have no, and not be aware of who they are physically or how that works. I'll be completely honest with you guys, I do not remember Joey's twin flame video. You know how I remember part 1 was, yes, Joey has a twin flame. Then part 2 was to go a little bit more in depth, but I genuinely do not remember none of that. So if there's anything that overlaps, then I guess it's very true. If there's anything that I say that is very similar to that other one, then I guess there's something there. Because yeah, I'm over here just making videos. I don't really watch my videos again. Just putting that out there. Let's see. So with the first one, let's just jump into it. So, has Joy already met her twin flame? And by this, we mean physically. Has Joy physically already met her twin flame? Has Joy physically met her twin flame? That's leaning more towards... Oh, crap. So we have a no, we have a yes, and the Hermit kind of came sideways, but to me it's a no. Because it was turning like this. I hate it. We're getting to the nitty-gritty of stuff. So, has Joy met her twin flame? The answer is no. She has not physically met this person. So we have the 7 of Cups reverse and the Hermit reverse. there's a lot of blue here and purple. So yeah, there has been no talks. There has been no like third eye opening of any sort. She has not physically met this person. The Seven of Cups reverse kind of shows that there's a lot of unclarity. There's a lot of unknowns going around. The Seven of Cups is like having a lot of options, but with it being reversed, I do feel that it's leaning more towards not necessarily you have only one choice. It's more towards the path of there. You don't know which one to take. You haven't seen everything. It's very unclear. A lot of emotions are like muddying the situation, and that's why you can't see clearly, especially with the Hermit reverse. The Hermit is a card about having to go through this period of solitude and being alone to being able to connect with yourself and find enlightenment and knowledge and a lot of self-healing, because it's a hermit. You have to go on that lonely path to just heal yourself. But with it reversed, I do feel that that path has not been taken, and because of that, there's still work that has to be done for Joy to physically meet her twin flame, if her twin flame is alive, which I think hers is alive. Then we have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is someone that is very stressed and is overthinking something. So I do feel that there's a high chance that Joy or her partner as well, you know, her twin flame partner, they're both not in the right state of mind to even meet physically. So there's still a lot of work that has to be done. You do have to keep in mind that when it becomes something physical, so when you meet someone face to face, it makes it a lot more real. So if there's a connection, it will, like a spiritual connection, it will make it very difficult if the work that has to be done has not been done yet. That's why I'm mentioning that. So now I'm gonna ask, has Joy spiritually met her twin flame? Has Joy spiritually met her twin flame? So no, she hasn't even really met this person. So we have, has Joy met her twin flame spiritually? The answer is still no. We have the Page of Pentacles reverse, we have the Fool reverse, and we have the World reverse. Meaning that it's the Wheel of Fortune, never mind. I thought it was a World. So with the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool, we have like the end of one cycle and then the beginning of another one, right? Because we have 10 and 0. So she definitely has not met her twin flame spiritually. Now let me explain what I mean by that. When I asked has she met this person spiritually, I had an image in mind. It's kind of like when you can visualize an energy, or you can kind of feel something's there or someone's there. So I guess in a way the question that I was asking is like how, well, not necessarily how, but like if Joy is even aware of this twin flame, and the answer is no. It's like a big no. So if she's not really aware of this person spiritually, it will make it kind of makes sense why she will have not met this person physically. But then again, you can be spiritually connected to someone and not meet them in person, as well as you have met someone in person that you have not realized you are spiritually connected to. Like, you know, sometimes that happens. So that's why I'm trying to, it's kind of, because here's my airy brain. You know, all the air within me is kind of like, how do we intellectualize this curious minds? How do we answer these questions? Because I'm trying to connect and see what questions you guys are kind of wondering about and try to clarify them in a way. You know, I'm kind of like trying to translate them in a way. It's kind of difficult to explain because unless you're into tarot and stuff, it's very difficult to explain that sometimes you do have to be very aware of what you're asking, and you also have to be very aware what you were feeling when you asked a question. So yeah, I asked if Joy has spiritually met her twin flame, but I also have to keep in mind what I was thinking of when I said met, right? And that's why I was explaining to you guys that what I mean is like maybe she doesn't have like a person in mind, but she is aware that the energy is there. She doesn't need to have like a definition for twin flame, but it's there, right? And to me, this kind of tells me that Joy is not even aware of her twin flame, which is perfectly fine. I did mention that to me twin flames are just a soul that splits. And that's kind of it. To me, it's not exclusively romantic. It's also not, even though people usually see it that way. When you land a little bit more into spirituality, twin flames have become the new soulmates. When you're not into spirituality, soulmates are like romantic purely, which is not the case. To me, twin flames are kind of along those lines as well. It's just a soul that splits, and it's on Earth. Both parts don't have to be alive on Earth at the same time, but it explains why there's like this instant attractions, instant magnetism, and all of that. However, let me go back to Joyce anyway. So yeah, the answer is no. She has not met this person spiritually, even if she doesn't know how it works. Even if all of that, she has not been able, like, Joy, physical Joy, has not been aware, is not aware, or has not made that spiritual connection with her twin flame. So this could be for a couple of reasons, and I do feel that is definitely because she's not there yet, of course. We have the wheel, so like when you come to Earth, there's like a divine contract you write, and there are checkpoints that you like sprinkle around life, and that's like the fate that I feel is out there, your destiny, right? Those checkpoints, right? And I do feel that with the Fool and the wheel reverse, it kind of shows that like it's still not time yet. Like the timing is a little bit off, so that's why there's no point in like taking the leap of faith and making that happen. Like no action can be taken because the point to make that happen is not there yet. Also with the Page of Pentacles, it's like the messages of that type of relationship are definitely not going there. Like it hasn't materialized enough to be out there. So I do feel it's because there's still a journey that has to be gone through. I do feel that there's a lot of love that Joy has to give to herself, and I do feel that her twin flame also has to do a little bit more of love, get rid of that stress and that overthinking and that overwhelming analytical brain and mind that the Nine of Swords is talking about. And also with the Hermit and the Seven of Cups, is like both of them being reversed kind of show that both energies are still not in the right place to even have a spiritual connection. So yeah, this 6 cards answer the first question. Joy has not spiritually met this person, and she has not physically met this person either. So that's like the best way I can answer that question that that the person that requested this video asked. I will also ask the second question. I'll ask it anyway. The second question was, are they in separation? So is Joy and her twin flame in separation? I guess so. I guess you will have to define what separation means. Does it count as separation if you haven't met the person? I guess so. But yeah, let's ask. Is Joy and her twin flame in separation? Oh yeah. Okay, sorry. Maybe I should put them a little bit more to the center. Give me a second. So is Joy and her twin flame, are they in separation? The answer is yes. And it's a listen that I was like, well, of course, if they haven't met physically and they haven't met spiritually, then of course they're in separation, right? Or will you count it as separation if you haven't even met? I guess the answer is yes, but if you haven't met them, will you feel the distance? Well, whatever. That's just me. That's me overthinking things. But yeah, the answer is yes. We have the King of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. So to me, that feels that, especially with the Six of Wands and the King of Swords. I mean, we have a Queen and a King with the Six of Swords in the middle, so it feels like it's like, it does feel like it's very intentional. It's on purpose for Joy to have not met her twin flame at all. I do feel that Joy is sensitive enough to feel such a connection. So if she were to be aware of it in any way, shape, or form, then I do feel that it will be a very high influence. I also feel that if her twin flame is not in a good place, Joy will definitely feel it over and over. So I do feel that, okay, So the person that requested this video did send me a screenshot of the cards that came out in Joy's extended twin flame reading, I guess you could call it that. Well, part 2. And in that one, I do remember that many of the cards kind of show like having to walk away from it. So I do feel that it's very intentional for Joy to have not to know nothing about her twin flame yet. I do feel that it's supposed to be of those, like, it's better to be at a distance. It's better to go different, go separate ways. I do feel that it's supposed to, like, it feels like her energy, or like the purpose of this is like, oh, it's successful if these two energies are separated, right? Because we have this King of Swords, which is it's a mature individual that knows how to communicate. It's masculine energy. We technically have Taurus and Libra energy, so they're both Venus signs, meaning that Joy's energy and technically her twin flame are both very they love to enjoy life. Okay, hold on, I feel like my throat is like closing. So what I mean is that with this Venus energy, both there's this sense of having to feel creativity, inspiration, beauty, being surrounded by harmony. I do think harmony is very big, because you have Libra, which is a sign of wanting balance and harmony, and then Taurus is a sign that is very resistant to change. So and it's a very stable, persistent, slow moving energy. So I do feel that if you combine both of this, it feels like the victory is to keep these two very similar yet different signs separate, right? In astrology, I'm not too sure what they call planets that rule two different signs. However, I do feel that it's like these two signs are very similar yet very different, especially since earth and air are opposing elements. You have one that's very grounded and one that is up in the air. You also have this energy of a very intellectual, dreamy even energy with this King of Swords because of Libra, not necessarily the King of Swords. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles that is supposed to be a very grounded energy, very stable, and also very nurturing. To me, this Queen of Pentacles is a very nurturing energy, that it's very materialistic, right? Someone that materially, physically needs a lot of security and balance. It feels like it's like, like spirit is like, yes, our mission accomplished is to keep these two energies separate, especially because this Queen of Pentacles is reversed. So that tells me, to me, the Queen of Pentacles reverse shows the sign of someone that has to do what this previous energy was talking about: self-healing, self-love, and paying attention to paying attention to yourself and taking care of yourself and healing yourself. To me, this Queen of Pentacles reverse is a symbol of that, right? Nurture yourself, take care of yourself. Instead of helping other people, help yourself, right? To me, that Queen of Pentacles symbolizes that. And then the King of Swords upright is the energy of someone that's very mature, someone that knows how to effectively express themselves and communicate and think appropriately, and is someone that is can have a very cold, calculative mind as well. So I do feel that it does feel like this King of Swords is very lonely. I do have to say that. So it does feel like there's this sense of like, Joy in her twin flame or in separation, and that's very, very intentional. It's so both individuals can continue working on themselves, because that seems to be like the biggest theme in this reading so far: to work on yourself, take care of yourself, enlighten yourself, knowledge, solitude. Let's go on to the third question, which is, will Joy and her twin flame come into union in this lifetime? So the answer is yes, definitely. So will Joy and her twin flame come into union this lifetime? The answer is yes. We have the King of Pentacles upright, Judgment upright, and the Three of Wands upright. Now, let me explain. We have Pluto energy right here in the middle, so transformations are big. Following your calling is very big, because Judgment is when you come from the dead, you know. And you have transformed yourself into this new version of yourself, and you're starting to follow what your heart tells you. You're starting to follow what is your purpose and your destiny and stuff like that. And also we have the King of Pentacles right here. So here we have the King of Swords, and then we have the King of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles reversed in the previous question. So I do feel that, yeah, Joy and her twin flame are in complete separation, so like that. When they come into union, they can be this King of Pentacles. Individuals are very grounded. They have this cold, calculative mind, because the King of Pentacles is Capricorn energy, is very stable, very grounded, also very nurturing, and like a father figure. So there's this parental energy coming through, but it's also one that is very established and well grounded in earth, that type of energy. So you have to keep in mind that there will be union in the future in this lifetime. I do think that because that's a question I specifically asked. So yeah. And also, it seems to be very important, very happy. There's this sense of having complete stability and complete not control necessarily, but you know what I mean when I mean control, right? It's a sense of feeling grounded and secure and safe within the 3D. So career, finances, anything that has to do with your money and your career, those are things that are meant with Pentacles energy. Also your health. So when her career is stable, when she feels stable, when when I mean health, I do mean her body, but I also mean her mind. So it makes sense, especially with this King of Swords right above it, right? It's like being able to have all that stability in all those sorts of ways, right? Stability with your mind, with your body, feeling grounded on earth, feeling materially secure, feeling like your career is in a good place. That's what this King of Pentacles is talking about. It's, it is difficult, let me explain, because I do feel Joy is in a very good economic standing. However, I don't feel she feels like she is in a good, like, she doesn't feel successful, or she doesn't feel stable within her career. I don't I don't know what Joy's idea of a stable career is, but whatever it is, I don't think she has reached that. Or I don't think she has done what she wants to do. And because of that, it makes it difficult, because it's still a journey that she has to go through. And now I'm explaining this because I do feel that Joy will work in the future with her twin flame. Now let me explain. To me, the Three of Wands is the energy of business. Is the energy of external forces coming in to help you business-wise, to take action, make contracts, work together. To me, that is the energy of the Three of Wands. It's like you have an individual that's thinking of taking action, is thinking of doing this, and that. However, there is external help coming through to aid this individual with those endeavors, right? So I do feel that when Joy comes into union with her twin flame, she will be able to expand in her career even more. But she has to be in a very stable place in order to be okay with all those changes. I do feel that Joy is not very welcoming to change, especially because she's very sensitive. So she gets easily overwhelmed, and that could create a lot of anxiety and nervous energy that creates stress and could paralyze her. Not paralyze her, but stop her from doing things. So yeah, I do feel that just like Joy has to be very grounded and stable, her partner, well, her twin flame will have to also be in that energy in order for both of them to meet, because I do feel that they are here to be able to expand their horizons and take action. Because Wands, this card is the only Wands we have had so far. Otherwise, we've had, well, that's not true. We have the Six of Wands. But to me, the Six of Wands felt like her spiritual team was like, yes, we've kept them separate. You do have to keep in mind, this is not supposed to punish Joy or her twin flame. It's supposed to be helpful and beneficial. And that's because it's not the right time for both of them to meet. It's not healthy right now because both of them could... You do have to keep in mind, when you are not in a good place and you have a mirror right in front of you, constantly or unconsciously reminding you of what you don't have, or showing you all the time what you are good at but you cannot accept about yourself, it will make it very difficult, because then you just become an obstacle for each other. Now, you also have to keep in mind that twin flames work very differently. It really depends on the person. maybe you have twin flames that have to consciously clash and clash and clash to make it work in the first place, and other people, it's better to keep them separate and then bring them together when they're both okay. Twin flames are very different. It really is up to each soul. Now I want to ask just a couple questions and just be like, oh, so what type of work will Joy and her twin flame do? Just curious. We have 3 cards. We have Show the World the Real You. Makes total sense. We have Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way. Full Moon in Leo. And then we have New Moon in Aries. It's time to take action. So with It's time to take action, it goes very well with this 3 of Wands. So they have to both, when they come together, or the thing that Joy and her twin flame are working on is to love themselves and show the world who they truly are, to shine very brightly as who they are, put the spotlight on who they truly are. And then we have the full moon in Leo, ending a cycle where they can get rid of their pride. And when you get rid of your pride, is kind of letting go that egocentrical side of yourself that is always stopping you, or it's always telling you, oh, that's not good enough, or it's like holding you back somehow. It's kind of like society within yourself holding you back. That's, to me, is what ego is. And then we have New Moon in Aries, and the thing that they will be starting, both of them, is just to be able to take action with this new version of themselves. One that is limitless, one that is self-loving and self-caring, is the energy of someone that does what they want to do. Again, it goes very well with this Judgment card. It's a transformation where you finally do what you are meant to be doing. Is when it's the second to last card in the Major Arcana, so it's very, very important. And I don't know about you guys, but to me, Judgment is very important. That's the card that has been representing my whole year, 2021, right? Transforming and doing what you're called out to do. Following that inner voice is guiding you. Following, what your heart is telling you to do. Doing what what makes you happy. That type of thing. Now, to end off this reading, I just want to take out some advice cards for Joy and her twin flame. Oh, okay, good. Good enough. So the first card that came out was Dragon. We have Beware of Self-Delusion. So the advice is to, clear that mind, have that clarity, being able to see things as they are and not how both have believed to see things. This is like strong 8 of Swords type of energy, and also the Devil type of energy, that energy where you just can't see past your head. Let me get myself together. It's like you can't see much ahead from you because of how clouded your judgment is and how blind you are to the truth. And that's what this dragon is kind of saying is, have a clear mind, being, have like that, open that third eye and see things clearly. Or, it's that energy of finding that confidence and that self-love, because that is what will help you see things clearly, is what will, give you that clarity needed. So I do feel that's what that dragon is talking about. We also have Success. So there's a high chance that Joy and her twin flame are both in a period where they can't seem to feel successful, or they're struggling a lot with feeling satisfied and feeling comfortable with what they're doing. It feels like the energy of someone that is not aware of the journey they have gone through, right? It's like, with Success, it feels like the advice is to learn how to feel successful, and not necessarily doing things to be successful, but it's not action driven, it's a mental thing. It's like being able to change your mentality and seeing, and kind of giving yourself that pat on the back that you're doing well, being able to recognize the work that you've done, being able to give yourself credit for the work that you've done, that type of energy. We also have Fly, a period of ill health and depression. So I do feel that with a self-delusion and not feeling like you're successful, that type of energy could lead to having a lot of, having to heal that those ideas and that stress and that overthinking and overanalyzing of the situation. We also have a unicorn. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. So the intuition that both of them have will be able to guide them in listening to that inner voice, being able to follow their calling, being able to do what they feel their purpose is, finding a reason to do things and staying inspired and motivated to continue doing as they do. It's also, that unicorn energy is kind of saying, like, if you follow your intuition, it will be easier to guide you in what you want to do. It will be easier to let go of control. It will be easier to feel freedom and happiness, and also being able to understand that, sometimes things don't work the way that they do because it's just not meant to be, or it was not what you were asking for. You know what I mean? We also have June. So to me, this is the energy of like having like a guardian angel out there. It's the energy of someone that is there to help. It's halfway through the year. June is Gemini season and Cancer season, so that could be something about communication, learning new things. This is the jump. This is definitely summer, if I'm correct, at least on this side of the world. It's definitely summertime, so that could be something significant. Maybe Joy meets this person in the summer. Maybe it's easier to connect with this person during the summer. Maybe June will be significant. It could be the month they meet. It could be the month where something very important happens to her. But that's 1/12 of the year, so it could be anything, genuinely. And then the last card that we have is Shield. You need to defend yourself. So I do feel that with this shield is not an energetic like protective shield. It's the shield of protect yourself from your own ideas sometimes, protect yourself from the expectations, that the external expectations people have on you. It feels like this is a shield where Joy has to, and her partner, I guess, her twin flame, they both have to protect themselves from external expectations. I think that's a big one. I do feel that, because I do feel that with Joy, it's very easy for her to kind of be guided and influenced by what other people think of her, and I do feel that could get in the way of what she really wants, because of those expectations that are already set on her. And I do feel that if that's the case with her, then yeah, her twin flame could have a similar issue as well, of not being able to find success because they're not doing what they want, since they are being influenced by external opinions or external influences of any sort. So I do feel that that's kind of like what's going on here. Now they both look like little arrows. You know how there's like the fast forward symbol? It's two little like triangles facing the same way. So it kind of feels like it's like fast forwarding. So I do feel that, I don't know why that's important, but it feels like the cards were positioned in such a way to show you see this? If you do what this tea leaves cards are saying, you will be able to fast forward into this journey. So I do hope that this was entertaining and fun. I also hope that the person that requested this video, I hope your questions were answered. It took me a while to ground this energy. It took me a while to kind of explain what my concerns were and why I had to shift the questions, in the way that it made sense to answer them and to question and to ask them. I hope that made sense. I hope that was eye-opening somehow. I don't know. I hope that the person that requested this had fun watching this. Thank you so much for the idea. I really do own it to Joy. I owe it to her. I do feel that I had to make a video for her a while back, so I'm kind of happy that I'm able to do this now. I did feel like it was necessary to do a video specifically for Joy on its own, because I don't know, it felt weird to just plug this in on a girlfriend one, which will come eventually when it's her time, or in a friendship one. Like, those don't really fit, and those were my plans for you guys seeing Joy eventually. So yeah, Joy just needed a video of her own to answer these questions. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for also watching the other videos that that will eventually lead you to this one, or the other way around. I don't know, maybe this video leads you to the other like twin flame ones. So yeah, with all that said, I will leave it here. Love and healing from my part to you and to you on the next one, whenever that is, however that is, and bye.